शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकां दधतमृतं घटं चारुदौर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मं स्वच्छातिरुद्यं शुकपरिविलसनं मौलिमम्बोजनेत्रं कालाम्बोद्योज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसश्च चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तव निखिलगदमिव प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् दुर्गे स्मृता हरसि भीतिम् अशेषजन्तोः स्वस्थये स्मृता मतिमतीव शुभान् ददासि दारिद्र्यदुःखभय हारिणिका त्वदन्या सर्वोपकारकरणाय सदार्द्रचित्ता सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते।
नमस्कार सभी को, वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू वन एंड ऑल। आज के इस लेट प्रोफेसर पीवी तिवारी लेक्चर सीरीज में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। और जैसा कि आज का दिन ये हम लोग अलग अलग रूप से मना रहे हैं। आज वर्ल्ड कैंसर डे भी मनाया जा रहा है और इसी साल पिछले साल इसी समय पर हमारी प्यारी जो स्त्री रोग प्रसूति की जननी मानी जाती है, ऐसे ही वैद्य प्रेमवती तिवारी जी का दुखद निधन हुआ था। और जैसे कि हम लोग स्त्री रोग संभाषा को चलाते हैं और रोज स्त्री रोगों के ऊपर डिस्कशन होता है, तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत ही दुखद घटना थी। और न जाने मुझे तो ऐसे लगता है कि दुनिया भर में जहां पर भी स्त्री रोग प्रसूति तंत्र पढ़ाया जाता है वहां पर पीवी तिवारी जी का नाम जरूर लिया जाता है। और ऐसे ही उनकी स्मृति के उपलक्ष्य में हमने इस सत्र का आयोजन किया है। और हमारे साथ आज उपस्थित है वैद्य पुष्कला बद्री नारायण मैडम, जो कि बेंगलोर से है एंड प्रसूति तंत्र में उन्होंने एमएस किया है and she is having experience of teaching also, and she is a founder of अमृत कला फाउंडेशन, जो कि एक अलग अलग टाइप की औषधियां मेडिसिन भी बनाती है। एंड आई वेलकम मैम ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म। मैम पहले भी आ चुकी है एंड शी इज अवर रेगुलर member of Ayush Darpan and she delivers lectures nicely. So today's topic is Basti Chikitsa. As we all know that Basti is how much important for female diseases. So, and madam is going to present the successful case studies, and I hope it will be a knowledge feast for all of us. So welcome ma'am, and you can share your views. Yeah.
Thank you very much ma'am. It's a wonderful platform, and as you told, it's very true. Without remembering PV Tiwari ma'am, we cannot proceed in any classes, because we all, for us, gynec textbook will be that only. For Sri Roga, ya Prasuti, nowadays we have lots of options, but when we were studying, it was only that. We used to carry only that and all the references, everything, it is like we have grown up with those books, basically. So I'm really happy to be a part of this first year death anniversary, because remembering them, we will always keep them alive. there is no death for such great people. With this, I want to share my screen. 1 second. I hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Just make it maximize. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Okay, continue.
So, Vasti Chikitsa, I am one of the biggest fans of Vasti. As we all know, without Vasti, Vasti is considered as half of the Chikitsa or Purna Chikitsa itself for all the Vyadhis. Especially so for all Stri Roga, because without Aparavata, there is no Stri Roga. Right? So, Vasti Chikitsa in Stri Roga, I'm just presenting few of my success cases. These are, all through experience. Some may not be very classical examples of Vasti, that we see. Okay. So, before that, I'll be, let us first pray. Namami Dhanvantarim Adidevam Surasurair Vandita Pada Padmam Loke Janarudbhay Mritinasham Dhataramisham Yudaushadinam. Without his blessings, the whole Ayurveda depends on his blessings. We have seen that some cases we get, we will not think that this will work out, especially there will be some very difficult cases. We will see the condition of uterus as well as the ovaries. We may think at least it will take 5-6 months, for some improvement, or at least 2-3 months for some improvement. But then eventually those are the cases sometimes who will get a very faster result. Any doctor for that sake, not only Ayurvedic doctors, we are the instruments through which, the patient gets the result. That's all. We cannot own what we are giving basically. Coming to Vasti Chikitsa, see, there are many cases for which we solely depend on Vasti. Though we give internal medication, we depend majorly on Vasti in many cases. One of the important cases in those type is fibroid uterus, right? In fibroid, whatever medicine you give, internal medicine, you are able to give a very good result only after giving a Vasti. That is my experience. I have been practicing for the past 16 years. That is my experience. Vasti, if you give, I'll be sharing one case now. It will be very interesting. 8 days, that's all. 8 days yoga Vasti, Lekhana Vasti, you give. On the 9th day, we take scanning, and then you'll find a amazing result. 2-3 centimeters minimum, it will be reduction. Okay, this is very compulsory. I ask my students also, I have been into teaching. So I ask my students also to go for repeat scan on 9th or 10th day, or the moment you complete your treatment, ask the patient to go for another report. Why is it important? One, that you have a data that you can present, because in 8 days, if Ayurveda can reduce the fibroid size in say 1-2 centimeter in 8 days alone, what will be the result? Say if you take for 2-3 months. So that is the confidence, even the patient will get by seeing the result. Okay, so it is very compulsory that you take a before after result. This is one case where I have given, many a times. I am someone who believes in Shuddha Ayurveda. I generally, my students and my colleagues know me like that. I won't prefer to write even, any modern medicine. Generally, I will not suggest them to go for surgery. There are cases which were, very complicated, and then we have taken up and given only Ayurvedic Chikitsa and have got very good result. But this was a case of 34-year-old female, recently married, still not conceived, so they are planning for pregnancy. She came with this report. She came through a reference, so she was so stubborn that she wanted to take treatment. There were complications, as you can see. As you can see, the uterus measures 15 into 8 into 15 centimeter. And the largest fibroid is 12.6 into 10 into 11 centimeter. Along with this, because fibroid, it's not about the size, right? It's about where the fibroid is situated. Then the pressure symptoms are very much important. Already it started to give a pressure symptom, mild to moderate hydroureteronephrosis due to compression from fibroid uterus. This was the case. So mild to moderate hydroureteronephrosis was already present when she came. This was the key. So I told the patient to go for surgery because already complication has started. The whole uterus is totally very big, and then the fibroids are almost to the size of the enlarged uterus. And I told her to go for surgery. This is a case where the patient, was kind of, it was thought awakening for me, because this, if you see, 73/2021, the scanning was taken. The after report is 2/4/2021. I told the patient was adamant that no, ma'am, I want to take treatment, Ayurvedic treatment only. Some cousin got treated by me and then she wanted my treatment. Then my students, interns were all sitting. And I said, see, at least let us tell her, okay, take 8 days of Vasti. If you're not finding result, you have to go for surgery. I told her because I know there will be not much of a difference. 1-2 centimeters, so, it will be there, but not more than that. Then I convinced the patient, 8 days I'll give ma. First we will try. If it's not working out, you go for surgery. Then the patient came back after a few days, got admitted, took the treatment. See the result on the 9th day of treatment. 8 days Yoga Vasti, Lekhan Vasti was given. Uterus measures 11.9 into 8.2 into 8.6 centimeter. From in the last step, see if you see 15 into 8 into 15 centimeter. From that, it has come down to 11.9 into 8.2 into 8.6 centimeter. So that is the result. And coming to the fibroid, the largest one was measuring 11 into 9 into 10, which was 12.6, almost 13 into 11 into 10. So this was the result we could give in 8 days. So after that, we continued the treatment for the patient. And, sometimes we will think that it will be a difficult case. Many times, many of my students, many of my colleagues ask me, what is the size of fibroid that we have to take for us, in Ayurvedic field? I'll always tell, take whatever size you want. You treat for, say, 1-2 months. Let us see the result. If it is reducing, if it is diminishing, then continue. Right? So that is always important, because many times we will think whether this size fibroid can be cured. It's not about curing. It's about quality of life also. If you are able to reduce the symptoms, that is really good. Okay. I will tell about the Vasti what I have given. This is one more case. Excuse me.
मैम साउंड नहीं आ रहा है, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है पुष्कला जी.
Oh, ma'am, sorry, it went into mute. So
yeah, your voice.
A case of fibroid uterus. The patient was 44-year-old female. So she came with not only fibroid, if you can see, there are changes of adenomyosis also here. Is it seen? Okay. So in this case, Of course, we have taken this patient conceived after 8 months, but coming to the fibroid, within 1 month, we were able to give a very good result in bleeding as well as the pain. She was able to, have a very good quality of life. So many times, it's not about the end result. Sometimes you may not be able to give a wonderful result for the problem that the patient has come to you. For example, if the patient has come to you for infertility, the main cause being fibroid, you may be able to give relief from heavy bleeding. You may be able to give a very good relief from pain also, right? But in this case, we were able to give a result for infertility too, but that had taken time. Okay. This was one case where multiple fibroid was there. The patient was asked to go for myomectomy and go for IVF with donor egg, considering her age also. So in this case, we started with our medicine. She had lots of issues, bleeding, severe pain. We were giving Lekanavasti. Lekanavasti was given for 3 cycles. Later on, only internal medication was continued. And eventually, they were not planning for pregnancy because they knew that, they were asked to go for a donor egg, but the patient had conceived naturally. So this is again one case of fibroid uterus. It's not moving. Yeah, this is again one very beautiful case. The before report is taken on 12/10/2022. The patient came to me for consultation on 13/10/2022. I've given the prescription also. So after taking for some time, I asked her to go for a Lekanvasti. What I've given is a basic Lekaniya Dravya, Pusharanga Churna for she had bleeding. Pradharantakras was given only for that. Vaikranta Basma, Abraka Basma Shataputita were mainly given as Lekaniya Dravya for treating her fibroid. Along with that, we had given her Varanadi Kashaya and Avipati Karachurna for a Nitya Virechana and advised Lekanvasti. 8 days as Yogavasti. The uterus, which was measuring 12.3 into 11.2 into 91 millimeter, after treatment is 9.8 into 7 into 7.5. The fibroid has reduced by 2 centimeter. 8.3 into 7.2 into 6.9 is reduced to 6.5 into 4.9 into 6.7. So, in these cases, if you see, we are finding a very good result with Lekanavasti. Internal medications are of course important, but along with the internal medication, Vasti plays an important role. So in these cases, especially in cases of fibroids, what is the Vasti that we give? We generally plan for Lekanavasti. So in Lekanavasti also, there are many references. There are lots of classical references are there. But, this is my own experience that I'm going to share. What I give is general 5 gram of Saindavalamana, 50 ml honey. After that, the oil again depends. I generally go for either Trifaladi or MD4 Thaila. That is one of my proprietary medicines, MD4 Thaila, which has Mundi Dhanyaka Tila Thaila. Mundi is a classical reference for Yoni Shulahara. It's one of the property of Mundi or Gorak Mundi. Yoni Shulahara. So it is having very good result in endometriosis as well as fibroid uterus because it is given in all Granthi, Apache and all. So that I use. And what I do in Kashaya, I generally prefer Asanadi Kashaya if you have a very bulky uterus as well as, see, bulky uterus is not only because of the fibroid, it is also inflammatory change. So in that case, I give Asanadi Kwata for Kashaya. In cases where only the fibroid size is increased, subserosal and all are there, in those conditions, you can go for Trifaladi Kashaya or Varanadi Kwatachurna. So this will be the choice of Kashaya. I'll take for 400 ml, I take 150 gram of Kwatachurna. In that itself, I add Chincha. Okay, 10 gram or 10 to 12 gram of tamarind is added. I also add, if they are also looking for fertility, we also add 5 to 10 gram of shatapushpa and 10 to 12 parts of lashuna. Everything I add in the kashaya. Along with this, I boil the kashaya. I take 1:4 reduced to half. So I take in that measurement. So, based on that, the kashaya is prepared and then that is used. I also add gomutra in the Dravadravya, because Gomutra also has a very good Lekaniya property. But if you get a Pitta Prakriti patient, in those cases, we will either avoid Gomutra or we'll avoid the Chincha, tamarind. Either of these two can be avoided. It can be your Yukti. What else we add? We also add 5 gram of Yavakshara or 10 gram of Kalyanakshara. So this is the Vasti that I give. Okay, this is having excellent result in any case of fibroid. You all can try this, and of course, you all would have tried different, vastis. You can please share it in the group. Okay, this is for fibroid. That's what I use. 5 gram, Saindava, 50 gram of honey. The Thaila will be MD4 Thaila, 80 to 100 ml of Thaila, either MD4 Thaila or Trifaladi Thaila, or you can also take plain mustard oil and then 5 gram of Yavakshara or 10 gram of, or 10 gram of Kalyanakshara. Along with that, you will also add 10 to 20 ml or 20 to 30 ml of Gomutra based on the Prakriti of patient, and then Kashaya Dravya, in which we have added all the necessary medicines. So this is taken as Ardhamatra Niruha Vasti. I give not more than 600 ml, and this is given in a Yoga Vasti pattern. Very good if she can take a Karma Vasti or Kala Vasti, but generally we will get a patient who will generally not spare more than 8 to 10 days with us. So 8 days Yoga Vasti is what I generally follow. There are few stubborn cases where we ask them to go for Kala Vasti also, 15 days. Then another topic where we use Vasti extensively is endometriosis and adenomyosis. Endometriosis, again, based on the stage. So, if the patient comes to you at an early stage, if you are having lots of inflammatory changes, we generally go for a Kshira Vasti. If the patient comes to us at a later stage with lots of adhesions already formed, in those conditions, we need to go for a Lekhanavasti. So what is the difference between Lekhanavasti that we give for fibrosis, fibroids, as well as in the adenomyosis? The only difference will be Kwata Churna, as well as here we need to think of Pitta as the main role. So you cannot give very Ushna Dravya for a Vasti. Here, before going for Vasti, I will present two cases where we have got a very good adenomyosis. Adenomyosis is
Ma'am, muted. Ma'am, you are muted.
I think some internet issue. Suddenly it's going off like this. Sorry. The bulky uterus was there. Features of adenomyosis was there. See, if you go for adenomyosis, even endometriotic cyst, ovarian cyst, endometriotic cyst, we are getting very good results. Adenomyosis is where the patient suffers a lot because there will be extreme pain. The adenomyosis pain is described as suicidal pain, right? So adenomyosis, we get very good result. Even with Yoni Pichu, we are getting very good result, undeniable fact. But with Vasti, we get a much more faster result. In adenomyosis and endometriosis, I generally advise, because there will be constant chronic pelvic pain also will be there associated. I always ask them to give a Pichu. We give Pichu twice a day, morning 2 hours and evening 2 hours. I ask them to do by themselves. I just give the medicine. I give MD4 Thaila. and then ask them to dip the available OB tampons are available anyhow outside. So we can ask them to dip it and then place it transvaginally, retain for not more than 2 hours. So by doing this, what are we doing? When you apply anything locally, the healing will be much more easier. Static Chikitsa has a very vast role. So I don't want to go into Static Chikitsa as of now. Why I'm telling this is, when you are treating such cases, especially adenomyosis, endometriosis, fibroids too, the role of Vasti and Yoni Pichu. Why I'm not mentioning Utravasti here is many cases of adenomyosis as well as endometriosis, we tend to avoid Utravasti because again we don't want the one of the causative factor is retroflow, right? We don't want to stipulate it again. We just give Vasti. Vasti plays a very prominent role in these cases also. If you can see here, the uterus is almost 9.6 into 7.2 into 5.8. Okay, and there is altered echo texture, which shows that there is adenomyosis. Here, the patient was having severe pain. Severe pain was, the patient was complaining of severe pain. In this case, we were able to give relief of pain within the first cycle. The patient came to us on 22. I mean, the patient came to us early. The scanning was done on 22/9/2020. After that, we were after that we were giving her, Tikta Pachaka Dravyas, basically Guglu Tikta Kashayam, Kaishur Guglu was given. Along with that, we were also giving her Lekani Aushadha. Generally, I use Vaikranta Basma, either Abraka Basma or Trivanga Basma, if the patient can afford Hirak Basma, of course. But generally, I go for Vaikranta because it is much more pocket friendly than Hirak Basma. And then you can also go for Loga Basma if the case requires so. Or Abraka Basma, when we are adding Abraka Basma, we generally go for Shataputi Abraka Basma, not the Sahasraputi that we use in hormonal imbalance. So in this case, pain relief was very immediate. Though the size of uterus was not coming down much, we were able to see symptomatic relief and adenomyosis in remission. There will be the echo texture of the myometrium started to change. The adenomyosis started to have remission. This is one wonderful case where there was the patient came with 176 ml, 176 ml of ovarian cyst of very large ovarian cyst. Generally, such cases we immediately take up for surgery because it may go into torsion anytime. So this patient came with symptoms of course, she came for infertility, and there were symptoms that the patient, whenever she walks or whenever she sits, the pain increases. When she is standing, she is feeling okay. When she is lying down, also in one position, she was feeling fine. This was the presenting symptom when she came, and she was a PhD student, so she had taken a long leave and she had come for treatment. So this case, when we saw the size of ovarian volume itself, we thought, okay, what to do? Like, should we go for surgery? But then somehow I took a consent from the patient saying that if there is some torsion, we'll immediately go for surgery. Till that time, let us try with our medicines, because the patient was also very much willing for Ayurvedic treatment only. Her CA125 was elevated. It was almost reaching 150 or something, 120 to 150 in that range. And we gave her Tikta Pachaka Aushadha for a few days. After to come back after that. After that, the CA125 fell down to half. Then we admitted her for Lekanvasti. The beauty of this case is on the very first day after giving Anvasanavasti, the pain had reduced. When she was able to sleep properly, the pain had reduced to that extent. 8 days we had given, and then we have taken the scanning. This is 27 November. This is 6 December. Sorry, 9 December. So immediately after, immediately after the Vasti, I asked them to take the scan. Here the volume where it was 8.8 into 6.4 into 5.9 reduced to 7 into 6.4. Here the volume was not mentioned. Next, when they were going for further studies, we asked them to mention volume. So this case, eventually it came down to slowly 130, 120, 80, but then after some time again it shooted up because of apatya. We again 4 settings, 4 to 5 sitting of treatment was done. First 4 was Lekhan was the 5th we gave her because the volume was reducing very well. We were also trying to instill some amount of Uttaravasti, just 2-3 ml. So in this condition, after that, corona set in, so we couldn't continue the treatment. The patient eventually conceived. Within 6 to 7 months, the patient conceived with this big cyst. Okay, and then throughout the pregnancy, of course, the endometriotic cyst will reduce in size, whereas fibroids will increase in size. Eventually, she went on to have a very healthy baby, delivered vaginally. Normal vaginal delivery happened. So this is with Lekhanavasti. What we give in endometriosis is we try to adjust the Ushnatva either by reducing the Kshara that we use, that is we reduce the Yavakshara, because again there will be either Avakshara or Chincha or Gomutra we reduce. Coming to Kvata, we generally go for Guduchadi Kvata as the base when we take, because the Lekhana, other Lekhana Aushadas are added like Kshara and all. But when we mainly go for, especially the Pitta Prakriti patient, especially when the endometriosis is associated with heavy bleeding, severe pain, all these conditions, we go for Guduchadi Kvata Churna as the Kvata Dravya for Vasti, or else we also go for Asanadi Kvata Churna. But instead of adding Lashuna, Shatapushpa, the Chincha, we add Yashti Madhu, Guduchi, these we add, so that the Ushnatva is maintained. Along with that, we go for liberal usage of Kshara, say either 5 to 8 grams of Avakshara is added. Generally, when we give Vasti first day, because in Yoga Vasti we get 3 Kashaya Vastis. On the first Kashaya Vasti, if the patient, there are patients, we had cases where the moment we give Vasti, the patient had severe burning sensation also throughout the day. So based on that, the second Vasti of the Kashaya, that is on the 5th day, we reduce the Ksharatva or Ushnatva. Based on this, we do some combination based on the patient case to case. So generally what is followed is the thumb rule, what I have already shared. This is the case. See, it's not that I'm sharing I'm sharing my cases here, but not only this, these are the cases many of my colleagues have also found very good result using this. Many of my friends, because I treat patients online also. So when the patient is from different state, I refer to that particular known doctor in that area. The same formula we use. I generally don't change, and the result is seen in almost all the cases. Only thing is, again, I wanted to share, when you are giving the same thing, if you are living in a place where Jangala Desha, especially Andhra and all, we see that the patient reacts a bit highly. So we need to reduce the Ushnatva based on the place of your the patient or your residence. So what we have seen, especially in Andhra and all, the patient goes into fainting if you give so much of Kshara. So that is also, even here in Bangalore also, I had one experience. The patient, we did Lekhanavasti, the patient went to washroom. Thank God she did not lock, she fell down. Okay, so immediately we'll have to treat. But what I'm telling is, the Ksharatva has to be done, you have to decide based on the patient to patient only. This is again PCOS, very common condition. At the same time, we find very good result in many cases. There are few very stubborn cases. Everybody, you all, will be seeing in your clinical practice. Nowadays, especially, we get PCOS which are very stubborn, that whatever you give, not only Ayurveda, they would have come from reference of allopathic doctors where they would have used everything. No result. So in those cases also we are finding, especially in some cases where we find anovulation as the main problem. Anovulatory cycles, whatever medicine is given, the patient does not respond in some cases. In those cases, we found that there is a very good result when you give a Yeranamuladi Kashayavasti, or if you give Dashamuladi Kashayavasti. So I generally go for Yeranamuladi because most of the cases who go into this stubborn anovulatory cases, we generally see that they are more of Vataja Prakriti, because if you give medication, when you have the Pitta Prakriti as well as the Kapha Prakriti, they do respond. Okay. Vata Prakriti, anovulatory condition, you find that it is very more. Many cases, there will be no growth at all. In some cases, of course, anovulation, only rupture also, there may be some hindrance. But growth itself, the follicular growth itself is not seen. In those cases, we have found very beautiful result with Yeranamuladi Vasti. I generally go for Yoga Vasti, as I told before. So in that, we plan it as Yeranamuladi Kashayavasti, having very good result in infertility as well as in the PCOS, especially in anovulatory conditions. So this is the case where the patient was not ovulating at all. Okay, the patient was not ovulating at all. The patient went for scanning on 10th day, 12th day. The follicular development was not there. Generally, what happens when this happens, the radiologist itself will start telling, no, there is no need to take scan. It's not going to develop. Generally, I ask the patient to go. Let us see. Sometimes I have seen cases which ovulate on 26th day and still conceive. This is one classical example. She ovulated on 26, 20, it's not 24, because our LFP here was 27/5/19. She ovulated on 24th day and eventually she conceived. If you see this report also, LFP, see 25/5/19 only. She conceived. If you see, it is only 5 weeks. The scanning is taken on 16/7, but still it was only 5 weeks. LFP was 25/5. Because she ovulated very late. She ovulated on 26th day. And she eventually conceived in the very same cycle. So here what happened? In this case, she was a known case of PCOS, very irregular cycle. And then we started giving medicine, no ovulation at all. We again, asked her to get admitted for Lekhanavasti. We did Lekhanavasti. After that, I asked her to go for scan. Generally, my observation is if you go for Lekhanavasti, she has to ovulate. Most of the time, in 80 to 90% of the cases, they ovulate. So I told her to continue the scanning. Eventually, on 14th or 16th day, we started. There is slight development of the follicle. And with this, we also continued Nasya. Again, Nasya is again one more Panchakarma which is very, very useful in ovulation. Started Nasya and MD4 Thaila Nasya we gave. And eventually, she ruptured on 26th day and she conceived. This is another case where this is a simple ovarian cyst. It is not PCOS. Why I am putting this under PCOS here? Because the line of treatment is same. Vasti, what we give for PCOS, as well as for any ovarian cyst, except chocolate cyst. Any ovarian cyst is same. For chocolate cyst, we go for Sikta Pachaka Dravyas, whereas here we go for mainly Lekhana, Ushna Pradhana Lekhana we give. Okay, there are many of my colleagues, many of my friends use Kasi Sabasma also in Lekhanavasti. Somewhere, I have seen, I generally don't use Kasi Sabasma for various reasons. I have seen that one of my senior got reaction with that. So I generally tend to avoid Kasi Sabasma. I go for Yavakshara. If you can get Yavakshara prepared by Vaidya, or if you are able to prepare it, it is good. Because if you are preparing it, if you add 5 grams of Yavakshara, you will see the Ksharna effect. You'll see that Lekhana effect. Whereas now, if market bought, if you add 10 grams also, there is not much of an effect. That's my observation again. Maybe based on company to company, your observation may be different. That's my observation. Here, this is one simple ovarian cyst. The patient got relief immediately, but the scanning was taken a bit late because the patient was not willing to go for scan. The pain reduced, and also she was not ready to go for scan. It was a simple ovarian cyst of 88 cc. It reduced to 18 cc. See, we see even PCOS also, it grows up to 20, 25 cc also we have seen. So comparatively, it was definitely less. Okay, and if you see, right ovary itself was 171 cc. 171 cc, only the cyst, only the ovarian volume, not the cyst. The ovarian volume reduced to 50 cc, 49 cc. Again, in this case, 2 sitting of Lekhanavasti was. So here what we give, in both fibroid and PCOS, we go in the same approach. We give, Saindavalamana, honey, these are all same. I generally go for MD4 Thaila as the base. And then same Gomutra is used. But in Kalkadravya, when we are adding, I add most of the Kalkadravya in Kashaya itself. Only Kshara add as Kalkadravya. When you are adding, we also add Gokshura when you are preparing the Kashaya. Why that is used? We find that there is a very good reduction in volume of the cyst when you are adding Gokshura. That we generally won't give in fibroids. We give in PCOS, we give in bigger ovarian cyst. In PCOS, when you are giving, we increase the dose of Lashuna and Shatapushpa while making Kashaya. So this is why, and we can also, if you are finding that there is some, the patient is obese, you can also add Triphala while preparing the Kashaya. If you are preparing Asanadi Kwatachurna, you can also add Triphala Kwatachurna along with it in a minimal quantity, not as Kashaya Dravya where we add 150 gram. We add 5 to 10 gram of Shatapushpa, 5 to 10 gram of Triphala or Gokshura. Like that, we proceed in these cases. This again, one more case. The right ovary was very much bulky, though it is not mentioned as PCOS. She was having irregular cycle, and that 15-year-old girl, she was having irregular cycle. Ovarian volume is more than 10 cc. It is PCOS then, though it is not mentioned. Hirsutism was also there. So technically, we take it as PCOS when 2 of the criteria is met. So here, within one cycle, she had very good relief of pain, and the ovarian volume, if you see, is 12.6 ml. Here, because of considering the age, we do not go for more of Ksharana. We give Eranamuladi Nirukhavasti in this. Coming to infertility. See, the above cases, what I have presented is also basically infertility in most of the cases. But I want to share my first case of infertility when I was doing my PG first year, 2006. So the patient came. We were students, first year PG students. Lots of kind of curiosity, enthusiasm. One of our professors were explaining a case where the patient was married for 11 years. 11 years infertility was there, primary infertility. And then the patient husband also, both male and female partners have issues in those conditions. The male partner had responded well. The female partner was not responding. She had bilateral tubal block, and then there were, a small fibroid was there as well. And then she was a known case of hypothyroidism. She was almost on 50 mcg, I think. Okay, this was the case. So we were asking, because it was being explained as a case which was not responding, and then he was about to leave the case. We said we can at least practice Uttaravasti in those cases. So we said, sir, can you please give us those cases? We were a group of 4 friends. We were asking, and then we took up the case. We were reading. When we were referring for Vasti, one of our senior, till that time, I was in first year PG. I did not read Vangasena. I did not touch Vangasena. That was the first time we did not have the book. So we went to library to check reference from Charaka Samhita. One of our senior suggested that we should look into Vangasena. That was the first time I took Vangasena, held it in the hand, and we started referring Vasti. We gave Ardhamatra Niruga Vasti, which was reference from Vangasena, where they give only Dashmula. Dashmula Kwatavasti, and Saindava and the Shatapushpa quantity will be more. Almost 12 gram it will be added. So that was the reference taken from Vangasena, and we gave that, and we waited because we wanted to give Uttaravasti Paga. So we waited. The patient did not turn up. So we were so upset. We had literally, it was a government college. We paid the money for the patient because she could not afford the treatment, and we were waiting. The patient did not turn up. After some time, her husband came with sweet box saying she conceived. So that was one case, because there's a very clear-cut reference saying dosha sanchaya will be removed when you are giving a vasti. If you are giving a proper vasti, dosha sanchaya will be removed. And maybe that was the reason. I do not know. That was one case where we got result of bilateral tubal block and the patient conceived with only Lekana Vasti, with only Ardhamatra Niruga Vasti. We did not even give Lekana Uttaravasti for her. That was only one case which has conceived like that. Maybe a miracle, don't know what happened, but the result was pretty good. So Vangasena has wonderful reference. Please read Vangasena, because we get very beautiful, very short vastis, very small ones, what you can use very easily. Those kind of vastis are available in Vangasena. That is one very good read for any doctors who are practicing. And coming to dysmenorrhea, so we all know, give vasti as the main chikitsa in any case, especially primary dysmenorrhea. We give. Generally, what we all use is Bala Taila, Kshiramala Taila. I ask the patient to come at least 10 days before the expected period, and then we start with Matra Vasti for 8 days. Okay, 8 days Matra Vasti continuously we give. So generally, I go for either Kshiramala Taila or Balashwagandhati Taila. That is the one that I use. Sometimes there are few stubborn cases. Some girls will not respond. Dysmenorrhea, I'm talking about primary dysmenorrhea here, because secondary, we need to treat the cause. We don't know what is the pelvic cause. Pelvic cause, if you know what is the pelvic cause, you will be treating that. In these cases, where you do not see much of a, cause also, especially in young girls. In those cases, even Dashamula Kwata, Dashamula Vasti, Kshiravasti is actually referred. Dashamula Kshiravasti is the reference. I have not given Kshiravasti, I have given normal Dashamula Kashaya Vasti, as well as Yaranamuladi Vasti has a very good result. So after the cycle, generally we give Matra Vasti few days before the cycle, right? But when you are opting for a Yoga Vasti, we generally give it after the patient completes the cycle. We ask them to come around 8th or 10th day, and then give a Yoga Vasti with either Yaranamuladi or Dashamula, having very good result. Dashamula is having very good result in these cases. Having the very next cycle, the patient is having very good result. Why I'm specifying this is, many of us try Matra Vasti in dysmenorrhea cases, right? It's a regular practice. So when some cases do not respond to that also, you can definitely opt for Dashamula Kwata Vasti and Yaranamuladi Vasti. For Anuvasana Vasti, we generally, when you are going with the Kashaya Vasti or Yoga Vasti, you can go for, Dhanvantram Marigupakam or Dhanvantram Thailam. Or if you find that the patient is much more, Prakriti-wise weaker, in those conditions, you can go for Kshiramala Taila also. This is one which, because in few cases we have tried with very good result. And one more thing what I also wanted to share is in cases of infertility, especially when you find that there is a very thin endometrium. In those cases, we generally go for Yoni Pichu or Uttaravasti with Shatavariyadikrita, right? So that's our general practice. But there is very good result if you are giving the same as Matravasti. The same from 6th day till till ovulation. If you give her matravasti with only 50 ml or 60 ml of Shatavari Adhikrita, there's a beautiful result in thin endometrium, as well as this also make sure that the repeat abortions also is avoided. So sometimes we give a mix of Shatavari and Falakrita together or Shatavari alone. So this is again one. What I have not tried. What I have not tried is I have not tried Vasti in menorrhagia. I wanted to try, but somehow this Pichavasti is something which I have never tried. I would definitely love to try this. Maybe in my next talk I would be giving my experience in that. So I want to share with you all about my product. This is Srihita. I have formulated it almost 14-15 years back. I have been using this all these years. There are 250 plus doctors who are using this product now. As a company, Amrita Kala Ayurveda is established only 2 years back. But I have been producing medicines for the past 16 years. From my 3rd year BAMS, I started making medicines. That's my passion. So from 14 years, I've been making Srihita. This has Shatavari, Shatapushpa, Trikatu Naga Kesara, and Trivaka also. We also had little Abrakabasma. Very good result in anovulatory cases, very good result in PCOS and infertility, unexplained infertility. There's a very good result in perimenopausal women and, around menarche also we give. So this is one very good product. I would definitely ask all you practitioners to, help me in this product. Please, try these products. You can directly message me or you can order through WhatsApp. MD4 Thaila, this is one which I wanted to tell. I never knew about the plant Gorakhmundi, say, till maybe I came to know about this plant around 2009-10 after my PG. Till that time, I have never used Gorakhmundi. Okay, so thanks to Dr. Surendra Sharma sir from Hyderabad. Sir was the one who actually, I came to know about Gorakhmundi only from him because he was using Mundi Taila in his practice. So we learned about that. I started using plain Mundi Taila in my practice from that time. Very good result. We used to give Mundi Taila for all the cases. Thyroid cases also we give Nasya. We give as Nasya for Kalitya Palita. There is a research. Kalitya Palita also it works. For anovulatory cases we give like that. But then now we found that it is much more Ushna. So when you are giving us Uttaravasti, when you are giving us Pichu, there is a little issue. So we added Dhanyaka in that. MD4 Taila came into existence after that. So the product, I also thank Surendra Sharma sir for that. So from that time, this we are using endometriosis. The pain, severe chronic, pelvic pain. Only with Yoni Pichu, in 1-2 days there is a relief. Okay, only with Yoni Pichu, nothing else, nothing, no internal, nothing. You can give internal medication. I'm telling the efficacy of the product. So this is what we use. So this is also available with me. You can order. This is one of my proprietary products. So with this, I would end my talk. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ayush Darpan. Thank you, Shilpa ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity that ma'am has given me. Because one thing is, me being in teaching for almost 10-11 years, I would definitely love to share my experience as a clinician also. Always we learn many things. We have learned many things from patients also, right? For example, Drona Pushpi, I started using after my patient told me. Drona Pushpi we use for Anartava. There is no textual reference. But my patient had used one of her senior Vaidya had told her, she told me, and then after I started using in my practice. So we always learn. One point to take away is also learning. So always with that motto, I am very thankful for Ayush Darpan team as well as Shilpa and me ma'am for giving me a wonderful opportunity. This is my contact details. Anyone can please contact me if you either have a doubt or if you want to purchase my products, you can WhatsApp me. And if there is any doubt, you can please share. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very neat and clean presentation. And thanks a lot for your confidence and well presented all the successful cases. And we all hope that the cases may increase number by day by day. So thank you all. And here are some questions.
Questions, ma'am. Actually, the cases are increasing. When we were doing PG around 2006-9, how many endometriosis cases we saw, ma'am? It was very less. How?
In this, yeah, definitely in this 5 years, this all the endometriosis, adenomyosis, and PCOS terminology is also new for us. Yeah, definitely.
Ma'am, in those cases, 1 or 2, if we get, our professors used to call us, hey, one case has come and see karke. Now it is like everywhere you are seeing these cases. Definitely, the cases are increasing and there is no result, especially endometriosis and adenomyosis. Only Ayurveda can give a result. There is no definite treatment in any other stream. So we are having a beautiful, science that we can give to the world for them to heal and cure. In this, I also want to tell that one such case was one frozen pelvis. We had such case only with Yoni Pichu as well as this one, Lekhanavasti. We were able to improve the quality of life of the patient. The patient who was totally bedridden with pain, taking 3 painkillers per day, that relief, and then the patient is totally normal. Of course, she did not conceive. The main purpose was not done because her AMH level was already 0.02 when she came to me. But the quality of life, that is also a very important factor that we can improve with our treatments. So that is one which I really love about Basti. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So what do you give for endometrium thickness? Which oil?
Ma'am, endometriosis, to improve the endometrium thickness, we give Shatavaryadi Grita as Uttaravasti, as well for Matravasti. In some cases, we also add Falagrita, ma'am. Together, we give like 25 ml or 30 ml Falagrita with 30 ml Shatavaryadi Grita. That I add, ma'am.
And do you prefer Basti in adenomyosis, ma'am?
Basti in adenomyosis is having very good result because that pain, that severe pain during periods of that pain, suicidal pain that we call dysmenorrhea, it has result immediately from the very first cycle. Okay. So we definitely prefer Basti in adenomyosis.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. What is the best line of treatment for hirsutism as per your experience?
We try in all PCOS, whatever we give. My experience, there will be slight reduction. That's all. Maybe other stalwarts can tell. In my experience, I found only that much result, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I ask, ma'am, adenomyosis में कौन सी हमें बस्ती देनी चाहिए और
Ma'am, adenomyosis में you can go for Lekhanavasti itself. Okay, as I have told you, the Vasti which I have told is kind of mix of Shodhanavasti and Lekhanavasti. Okay, so you can give that in adenomyosis, especially if you have only adenomyosis. If you find that there is endometriotic lesions also with adenomyosis, then you will have to think of Tikta Pachaka Dravyasa, or else plain Lekhanavasti with either Asanadi or not Asanadi, with Trifaladi Kwatachurna or Varanadi Kwatachurna you can give, ma'am.
मैम पेशेंट को एडेनोमाइसिस के साथ साथ फाइब्राइड भी है ना?
Yes, plain लेखनिया will do. Asanadi Kwatha will do.
लेकिन yes. तो मैम कितने दे सकते हैं हम उसके?
Ma'am, I did not get you.
How many we can give?
I generally go for Yoga Vasti. I tell the patient for minimum of 3 to 4 cycles. I tell them I prepare them before they take treatment because I want them to continue for at least 3 to 4 cycles. Especially when you give a result within 9 days, the patient will continue. Okay, 8 days after the Vasti, we give a scanning. That is kind of, they would have come after taking long treatment from others.
Yeah.
From other streams. So when you are able to give a very good result in say 2 days, one sitting 8 days, if you are giving a result, the patient will continue for 2-3 cycles without any doubt. But we generally prepare the patient that it is needed for 2-3 cycles and do. Within 2-3 cycles, many of the patients conceive also, even with adenomyosis.
Okay. So, ma'am, लेखन बस्ती के साथ फिर अनुवासन बस्ती क्या आप ऑयल यूज करते हैं?
Especially for endometriosis and adenomyosis, I only prefer MD4 Thaila because I have used that.
Okay.
We cannot use it. Labs internally, at least Yoni, Pichu, or especially Ksharatela when you are using them. In submucous fibroid, you cannot use Ksharatela. Severe bleed ho jata hai. So in those conditions, we have MD4 Thaila that I use. You can also go for Trifaladi Thaila. The result, I have compared the result. The result is pretty much better with MD4 Thaila than Trifala Thaila. Some cases we also see very good result with plain mustard oil, but it also causes severe burning sensation. So I do prefer MD4 Thaila.
Okay. So हमें बेसिक है पर्पस की लेखन करना है.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
One thing is lekana, and also, for example, it is not only lekana. Directly, it is indicated in Yorishula. And we have Yorishula in both, adhesions, adenomyosis, endometriosis, and all. That is also relieved when you are giving this. So that is the beauty of MD4 Thaila.
Ma'am, what will be the matra basti in adenomyosis with dysmenorrhea, severe suicidal disorder?
See, you can give
Matra basti oil.
Yeah, if you are giving as Lekanavasti, we continue with this. If you want to only give Matravasti, maybe as a few days before the period, just to avoid that pain, in those conditions, you can mix Sukumaram Gritam with Dhanvantra Marigupakam and give. That becomes Yamakam. That you can give. Or you can also give Kshiramala Thaila. But if I would definitely prefer Lekanavasti over Matravasti in cases of adenomyosis.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Because the pain point, the reason you have to treat, it's not the pain.
Yes, pain. Pain, the patient wants the relief in pain.
Not, yeah, for immediate relief, if you give Matravasti also, in adenomyosis, there is not much of a relief in pain. In normal cases, if you give no ma'am, there is a result. Okay. But in adenomyosis, if you give Matravasti alone, there is no result. The pain will have maybe 5-10% result will be there. That anyhow they'll have with some hot water bag also. So that I will generally I give Lekhan Basti only in adenomyosis. Result is also very good.
Lekhan Basti.
Yeah, ma'am. Basti, please explain once again the Basti for infertility.
See, infertility, the Basti what we give is based on the cause. For anovulation, we give Erenda Muladi. For maybe in cases of PCOS where there is, irregular cycle as well as anovulation. In some cases, the cycles are very regular. Okay, only the development is not there. So in those cases, we prefer Dashamula Vasti. And in some cases where we have adenomyosis, endometriosis, these are the reasons. Again, Lekhan Vasti for fibroids. This we give. In unexplained infertility, in those cases, Yerana Muladi works a lot and Dashmuladi also works a lot. This particular Vasti which I had given, this I have given so many cases, generally what we do before giving Uttara Vasti in infertility, first cycle we give Vasti, Shodhana Vasti or Yoga Vasti we give. The next cycle only we go for Uttara Vasti. In those cases, you can go for Ardhamatra Niroga Vasti from Mangasena reference. I can just give that reference to you. One second. I'll in Dashamula.
It's okay. It's okay. No issue.
Yeah, in Mangasena Vasti Karmadhikara, there is after Vaitana Vasti, there is Ardhamatra Niroga Vasti is mentioned. That is the one which I had used. In many unexplained infertility cases also I have used this case, ma'am, having very good result. That was my first success case with this Vasti, so it had become almost my favorite Vasti.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, very nice. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yeah, you have much clinical experience, and thank you for sharing your some secret combinations too, because open up होना ये भी एक बड़ी बात होती है. कई बार डॉक्टर्स खुल के बताते नहीं ना कि what they uses, but you told frankly your opinions and about your secrets.
We learn, ma'am. We have got from I have told some formula and all. Many doctors through them we have learned. So it's always.
And I think हमारे डॉक्टर्स के लिए भी आपका जो स्त्री हिता है एंड दैट M2 ऑयल
Yes.
and I suggest all the doctors to use and see the results and because मैडम ने ये खुद से बनाया है so experiences है उसमें उनके खुद के it is not commercial मतलब
True.
मुझे वो पता चल रहा है कि it's not like commercial view it is like experienced view है आपका उसमें and it is your secret formula too so I also want to use I will
plain mundi taila, that is also of course not available in market. Plain mundi taila we have seen even if we prepare and use that burning sensation. Sometimes it is there, ma'am. Especially we generally give for Uttaravasti and all, no? So that time when the patient has that burning sensation, we will get tensed up. Now what to do?
Ma'am, we can use that for Nasya also.
Definitely.
Ma'am, we can use for Nasya also, MD4.
Yes, yes.
But
yes.
and does it cause then in Nasya burning or
It
not?
does. It does. It does. Though we have added Dhaniyaka, we have made in such a way that it has retained the potency. So Dhaniyaka is only to reduce that Ushnatva, but still there is, it's like Anutaila. Anutaila also we get slight burning sensation. No? It is not like, Kshiramala 101 drops that we use. We will not get much of a burning sensation. Whereas if you use Anutaila, there is burning sensation. That much only you will get. But of course, there are Pitta Prakriti, some people start getting.
Yeah, okay.
okay
Thank you, ma'am.
okay.
Ma'am, presently in which city are you practicing or residing?
I'm in Bangalore as of now.
Bangalore. Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, all the doctors, for sharing your questions and thoughts. And it was a wonderful session, ma'am. And we wish to listen you again and again. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thanks a lot. Namaskar.